Welcome everybody to our forecast for September 2019. My name is Jona Bryndis. I'm a professional energy healer and energy coach, and together I want to look into these incoming September energies with you. If you are familiar with the energy updates on a weekly basis, these are not predictions, these are fields that I'm reading out here, the collective field, on an ongoing basis. So the way they're coming in here is showing a really strong shift after this last weekend in August here. So this last weekend will still feel quite intense, but will mark a big cut really in between those different energy fields here between August and September. So while we'll have this crazy making denial on and heated erraticness, heated emotions around us here everywhere in the collective, in our relationships, emotionality, coming and it's still chances of earthquakes here for the last week, perhaps other kinds of storms. So there still is something here in store for us as the August energies are dying out. But with this new energy is coming in a whole new level of optimism, and this will then lead to something that can be called like a revolutionary shift. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of new things coming, new technology, new everything on all levels of our society here that are sort of showing us that something has shifted, and in our own personal lives it will start with us feeling really compelled to finding a new framework for everything, for new routine for our daily life, for how we're going to approach our manifestation here for the future. So it's something that already came in August a little bit, but now we'll recognize that this is the moment where, it's actually happening. So this call for a shift or change has been here, for the last 4 to 6 weeks already. But in September, you'll receive the needed reason, the needed purpose, and the needed energy to actually consciously engage with this new future. So it will be of utmost importance that we consciously engage with it, because the outer energies can pull us into our old patterns, into our conditioned reactivity. So that's, as always here as active self-healers, why we need to stay present. There'll be a wonderful support, a wonderful backwind, as I called it here in the discussion a few minutes ago, for our manifestations and for making significant long-term changes now, long-term success. So September is almost like a temporal shift here that happens for us that will bring in the opportunity to really feel that your life has significantly changed sort of by the beginning of next year, February, mid of February, beginning of March. So this is like where this anchors, okay? It anchors in these next 4 to 6 weeks. All right, so everything is still a process, but in September you will be able to see the different steps of the process. And that's why this is such a great month for you to develop new routines, to develop a new strategy, to develop, something that you can now consequently follow through on. Okay, so make every choice a conscious choice in September. Now, collectively, the overall nature that is coming in here in September is a bit panic about the planet. Okay, so planetary concerns, demonstrations, loud call for more global solutions. And as of today, I think there's a initiative going on where some of the leading countries here in the world paid into a pool, to help with the wildfires in the Amazon. That this kind of movement will become very strong and very loud in September, finding solutions together. It's all about finding ways to resolve things, to resolve issues together. Now, this can trigger fear in people, and the media will also use this. Remember, it's the emotionalization of us, all right, that keeps us in control. But it's important that we recognize, how we are being played on our emotions. It's really important for you to recognize, this whole media and propaganda manipulation that happens through, the populism, okay, of the media. So this is part of the condition that we live in our times. We're going to have to learn how to deal with this. But when it comes to the earth and ecological environmental problems, and you really tune into the planet, you tune into nature, the divine nature, you recognize that it is a much more complex thing, and that there's a lot more self-healing and self-correction here in nature than we can see on the surface. So, don't panic about the planet. Instead, really reflect on your own daily choices and actions, and how far you contribute to a healthier environment, in your day-to-day choices. This September is very much about this day-to-day routine, this day-to-day reflection, and the total pragmatism of our choices. All right, and not just in regards to the planet and our environmental habits and behaviors, also in us as humans living together, as a whole. So September brings in a more holistic perspective in relationships and at work and so forth. It will kind of force us to finding ways to work with other people together. A little bit of that came in August, but it will be much more prevalent here in September. Okay. Most of the energies that we're going to deal with are mental energies in September, which is good because many of you have gone through the depth of their emotionality here in these last 2 to 3 months, and it was very, very intense. Energies are still speeding up, but now it's reaching the level of your own cognition, of your mindset and your belief systems and to your thought structure, okay? And that means that some of you who are more sort of on the mental side of things, that you could get pulled into your mental loops and schisms. You got to be a little careful here, okay? When it comes to finding better or more effective solutions, it's not always in the most rational. It often requires us to think a little bit outside of the box to find the solution that's for the higher good, of all, of the collective. Okay, so again, we're still going to have to deal with lots of frustrations and disillusionment about never-ending collective stuff that is going on, uncoverings of truths and so forth. This is not going to stop, guys. And politics and finances, this is all still in the unraveling in this deconstructing old power structures. Okay, so don't be surprised. These things are just part of this illumination process now that they come to the surface. They've always been there. All right, but we need to go this process all the way to the end so that something new, can rebuild, reconstruct. And as individuals here, September is a wonderful month for consciously engaging in rebuilding. Okay, rethinking, reframing. Really going into the focus of what is the best for you and the people that you are seeing yourselves connected with. Okay, that's sort of what you can expect for September, and there will be different sort of cycles of it. The first week here, right at the 1st of September, will start in with the need to reframe things. Okay, this is more of a mental thing, but to reframe the way you see yourself in your daily actions. And I will strongly recommend to you, we're going to go deeper into this in these weekly energy update. So I strongly recommend to you that you work on new routines. Okay, I've mentioned this before. This is a time where you need to work on your physical strength, on the strength of your physical immune system and also your energetic immune system. So if you have addictions, if you have habits that weaken your body, okay, then September will be the month where you'll get a lot of sort of positive energy and new motivation in to change that. New routines. And then so the second week in September will bring in the need for sort of finding new purpose. Okay, so now that I've changed my routine, okay, now I need to find more purpose in all this. So what does this even mean? To find solutions that are good for all. But this will be a really, really easy second week. It will be a cool week, a lot of optimism, a lot of new things, that we will feel very abundant. This is a time also where it could be really cool for you to tune into the beauty of life, the beauty that life has to offer, the aesthetics of it. Maybe redecorate your house, your apartment. Go with the things that just simply make things more beautiful in your life. Beauty is linked to the resonance of abundance. Okay. Then there'll be something that will feel like a setback in the third week, but not like a relapse or anything like this. It will just start going a little slower, and it will go a little more inward again. That's when you feel this as a reality check a bit. This is when this enthusiasm and this quickening that you've experienced of the first 2 weeks, when this will become a little more, or when it has to become a little more pragmatic. It is the time when you have to, engage in finding the reasonability of things. And for many of you, this means finding this place in you where your heart and your mind, where they can really unify, to really go into this heart mind of yours, the heart brain of yours. If you don't, then you might get pulled into your mental schisms and loops and critical inner voice and all these things that you are so familiar with already, and your spirituality will not make any sense. So you're going to have to learn how to refocus on the higher goals, your spiritual goals, and the pragmatic, the 3D reasoning, what is possible right now. And also use some of reframing techniques with your own inner communication. If things are not working out for you, then work with yourself by correcting the statements that you make about yourself, and use things such as, okay, things are not working out yet, but I'm working on it, okay, to get yourself out of this sort of place of doom and gloom, or failure and judgment and so forth. So watch this. The words can be very, very powerful, and they can align our energy to its negativity, and that manifestation has a lot to do with alignment. So the fourth week then will all be about realigning your energy, and this has a lot to do with becoming one with your higher goals, and really walking the talk, and not just do spiritual bypassing or trying to meditate things away. That is not a proper alignment. That's leaning towards magical thinking. Okay, magical thinking isn't going to help you with manifesting your higher goals. Okay, that's just a way for your ego to cop out of dealing with some of the 3D reality aspect of it. So you can tell by how I talk about September energies. They are very positive. They bring in so much more energy that it will be easy for you to actually become more active. But you're gonna still have to work on the middle ground here, on the balance of things. You don't want to go out of balance into extremes. You want to find this place in between, standing your ground, all right, and being true to yourself, but at the same time, not fall for your perfectionism or your idealism. Okay, to approach things from an idealistic point of view is not realistic. Okay, it's not pragmatic, because idealism can provide you with enthusiasm and with a lot of energy, but it does not actually provide you with the wisdom, okay, of discernment, with the wisdom to know the things that you can and can't control, and it does not provide you with patience, which you're going to need a lot of in September. Mostly patience for others, and the respect that comes with that. Respecting that other people have different ways of approaching things, and that we all have our own timeline. Okay, so a lot of September will be about you finding your own pace, your own rhythm, and then building your manifestation on it as a foundation. Your pace is going to be how you're going to manifest. The more conscious you can, or the more consciously you can set your pace and work within the center, of your inner balance. All right, the easier it will all flow, and the more fortunate you can feel here in September, because there is so much positive energy coming in for all of us, that it doesn't actually take a lot to feel this centipede that I talk so much about, this being pulled into your future. All you really got to do is get yourself out of the way and let go of trying to control things based on your mindset, based on your perfectionism, based on your idealism. Okay, so that's what you need to let go of in September, and it can relieve you of big burdens. For some of you, it will bring in a whole new, long-term change, relief of these karmic loops that you have been, repeating over and over again. So September, very, very cool month. Lots of new future. But you're going to have to choose your future. And in order to be able to choose your future, you're going to have to pay attention to your alignment, to what you energize. All right. So happy manifesting in September, guys. We're going to meet again here next month, review how September went for us. And as far as the weekly energy updates is concerned, we're going to look a little deeper into these different cycles that I just mentioned. And my closing words here will be the title of this energy forecast, namely Finding Without Seeking. If all fails and you can't remember a thing, okay, just remember, you're going to find without seeking. All right. Thank you, everyone, for coming. Don't forget to share the video. Don't forget to sign up for the email list here for the written report, and come to YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram for the weekly energy updates and a whole selection, a whole archive of free energy training and explaining videos. Thank you so much, everyone. See you next week. Bye-bye. A new future. To the love and peace within me, I dedicate myself. I am one with my true self, the part of me that is unchanging, eternal and infinite. I embrace change as evolutionary path of my being, and trust in my true self to guide me to unfold my highest potential. I accept all limitations as learning experiences and feel nothing but gratitude for any opportunity to grow. I am willing to embrace my responsibility as co-creator of my reality. For this, I consciously let go of identifying with my fears, conscious or unconscious, that do no longer serve my highest good. I dedicate my energy to be open for new perspectives that are in alignment with my higher goals, even if they challenge my ego at first. I understand that it's my choice to either hang on to my ego's resistances or to surrender them and ask for support that resides within me. Through the power in my heart, I herewith clear all attachments, limitations, energetic ties, and karmic binds in any dimension or time to any person, entity, or ego illusion. Nothing and no one has the right to violate my integrity or boundaries. I trust in my ability to sense anything or anyone compromising my trust in myself to manifest my highest potential. Just because I can't see a better future doesn't mean there is none. I know that there is always a third option as soon as I can change my perspective. Now and at all times, I love who I am. True self, thank you for my energetic sensitivity, as it shows me when I need to stand my ground and when I need to let go, when I need to self-correct and when I need to shift. Allow me to grow beyond what my ego cannot see, and guide me to be open for approaching my journey with the consciousness of my united heart and mind. Now I can rest in my heart. As all there is left to do is to live and create my life in love and truth. Thank you.